So, yeah, the research I'm doing, it's absolutely fascinating. It's really cutting edge. It's so highly technical. It's sophisticated and sexy. And I have all these like venture capitalists coming to me like, oh, we want to invest in your new idea, and I'd like to tell you about that. I can't because it's not true. Unfortunately, what I do is like the really unsexy bit, you know, the bit where it's your grandmother saying, turn that bloody light off, you don't need it on, you're not in the room anymore, you know, and put a cardi on, you don't need it so warm in here. So that's what I do, but I do it to companies, you know, and without the northern accent. So yeah. So it's actually it's all good stuff. It's all needed, and it's a great goal, but it is a bit frustrating, and sometimes I do feel like, well, why bother? It's a bit late anyway, you know. let's just use lots of fossil fuels and have a good time. You know, the 70s were great. I love the 70s, but you know, sorry kids. No, but it's all good. Actually, you know, it's quite fascinating. I work on the demand side of the grid. Okay, there's the supply side and the demand side, and I work on the demand side, which I say is a sort of boring bit. And you've got lots of appliances, and people keep going out and buying things and inventing things and plugging them in. And these poor people at the national grid, they have to supply the power to power all these things that you people keep plugging into the wall. And yeah, it's a difficult job. They're like these sort of conductors of great orchestras of power plants. So you've got your base load here with your nuclear, and you've got your base load, more base load with coal, and you've got combined cycle turbines and combustion turbines, and you've got to fit in a bit of wind from Scotland, and you've got a bit of biomass and a bit of stuff nuclear coming from France, and you've got to mesh it all up and keep the frequency right and keep the voltage right, and you've got to know, and these guys are amazing. They know what Mrs. Smith, you know, down our street, when she's going to put a washing machine on. Well, not quite, but, you know, they're pretty good. They know what the load shape's going to be, and they're, you know, I think they're pretty sexy, actually, to be honest. I mean, you know, let's face it, these guys are powerful, you know, powerful. They have gigawatts of power. It's great. I mean, yeah, come on, you know. If I had to choose between Mr. Grid Controller and David Cameron, definitely go for the Grid Controller. But if I had to choose between Mr. Grid Controller and Brian Cox, because, you know, the engineers are lovely, but they're really reliable, but they're a bit, you know, anarchy. Right. Okay, I promised you a song. Okay, the one thing these grid controllers can't deal with is a very small appliance which uses about a quarter of the energy in the kitchen, and it uses a lot, actually 4 terawatt hours of energy a year. It's a big one. Actually, it's not. It's a small device, but it uses a lot. And we British are we're the masters of this device, because we're the only country in the world where this device can wreak havoc on the grid. It can hold the whole grid to ransom. So anybody get any guesses?
Kettle.
Yes, all right, got it. So yeah, I mean, when England lost to Germany in 1990, we had a 3 gigawatt surge on the grid, just from all these people seeking solace for their terrible loss from a good cup of tea. So we are the masters of synchronized kettle switching. That's what we do. It should be in the Olympics, because we are the only country in the world that can do synchronized kettle switching and cause a massive uplift on the grid. So this is my song. It's my ode to the kettle. Oh, kettle, electric kettle, how I love you, oh how I love you. Wake me up in the morning, comfort me at night with a bedtime drink. What would I do without you? I really squeeze out 3 kilowatts off the grid. But I don't care about your emissions. How many power stations have to come online? I just need, I want, must have, can't live without your lovely, jubbly, hot and feisty, whooshy, satisfying, steamy, powerful, megawatt sucking